Welcome back to Pump with Purpose. This is Dr. Diana here. I am the CEO and founder of Pump with Purpose. We are a global lactation and postpartum private practice, teaching women all across the world to breast pump through personalized care to help you to increase your milk supply with the right pump, flange, products, and schedule. So we are popping in to do our next podcast episode. It is going to be called The Truth About Cesareans or C-sections is more of the common term for it. And it's very important for us to talk about it. And why is not just because it can impact breastfeeding, but more importantly, it's because we are a 2-time C-section mom. So I want to normalize some things to let you know some things, because only reading the internet and not talking and learning about real life examples and all the things can make you think things are worse than what they are. So I want to let you know we offer Premier Pumping Consults, where we go through the pumping equation, trademarked by Pump with Purpose, which is pump, flange, products, and schedule, which it helps you in the long run to increase your milk supply. So let's talk to you about what's important is however you feel about C-sections in general, especially my moms as I've already had one. So like I said, I'm a 2-time C-section mom, but I know that with my first journey, if you don't know, my first son, I tried vaginal. That was the goal. I remember at my baby shower for my work I was like, oh, I'm just gonna be in labor for, what did I say, 20 minutes, and all of a sudden the baby's just gonna pop out, and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna put him on and it's gonna be amazing, all this stuff, right? That's what I thought. 20 minutes, yeah, right, for me anyway. Someone may have been in labor for 20 minutes and the baby just popped out, but it was not for me. My son's heart rate, it kept not being able to sustain the Pitocin because I dilated to about 3 to 5 centimeters. I'm gonna go back trying to tell a story. I can't remember part of it. But 3 or 5. I knew by 5 I was like stopped. I had stalled. So I was probably giving Pitocin because I showed up at the hospital at 3 and it was going good. And then I kind of stalled around almost 5. But the Pitocin, his heart rate couldn't handle it. So he was like, if his heart rate doesn't handle it, continues to drop, we're going to have to put you in emergency C-section. So of course it dropped 3 times and I ended up, starting the process for emergency C-section. And so at the end of the day, he was born. Once they broke my water before I went into C-section, we knew he had, pooped in the sac, which is meconium was, when they broke the water, they knew. And so when they pulled him out, his lungs collapsed at birth. Because he inhaled the meconium, called meconium aspiration, and his lungs collapsed at birth. He had to be resuscitated, immediately taken to the NICU. So, not only, nothing went as planned. I mean, absolutely nothing went as planned. But I ended up in a C-section, emergency C-section, and it was scary, to go from epidural. I'm, progressing well, and all of a sudden, to have to go there to the operating room. They came in, they started shooting me up with more stuff, through my IV or wherever, they were shooting me up with more stuff to numb me even more, to go into this. And so I wasn't prepared. I was not prepared. I let me tell you how unprepared I was. I had only brought like 2 days of clothes because I was like, oh, I'm just gonna pop in, hide this little baby, and then I'm gonna pop home. Yeah, none of that. I was in the hospital for 5 days. So being able to have the birth that you want may not go as planned. And that's just the reality. And it's sad, and you have to mourn that and go through that truth. But the more prepared you are to move and shake as things change, will just make you more dynamic and fluid, as birth is unpredictable at any given time. No one can just guarantee what's going to happen. So if you do have feelings of sadness or disappointment, if your birth didn't go as planned, you ended up in C-section, that may not have been your goal. Like my first time, it was not my goal. My second time, it was a planned C-section. I went into it in a different way. And so how you feel about it can impact things, how you recover. Like even from my first journey, I didn't let the C-section get me down. I was walking around. Number one, my son was in another part of the hospital. And so I walked over to, the area that had like 5 NICU areas, and my son was in one of them. And so, I didn't let it get me down. At least I was too worried about him to even think about it at the moment. So, talking to your OB practice, about C-section, what their rates are, what the hospital rates are, still do the skin to skin when and if you can. Remind you, my son was in the NICU. I did not do skin to skin the first day of his birth. After his birth, it may not even have been the second day. I'd have to look back at the pictures. But he, we couldn't pick him up for a while. I think maybe it was the next day, but he was in the NICU for like 2.5 days. To the third day, they were able to get his everything stabilized and he was able to come out. But any moment in the NICU was too long. So I didn't get to do skin to skin right away. And so don't let people make you think. There are plenty of people that have a NICU baby or have to be separated and they don't get to do skin to skin. Their breast milk can still transition in. So don't let these people scare you. This is a different take on it. I'd be lying if I did not say that yes, C-sections can impact breastfeeding. It can impact your milk supply transitioning in, but it does not mean that it won't. It does not mean that it can't. You just have to be prepared. Try to do skin to skin if you can. Be in the room with your baby if you can. Like I said, if you're a NICU mom, of course, that looks different, but don't let anyone discourage you. Get the care that you deserve. Also, anesthesia, how much they have to use, all of that stuff can impact you. So talking with your team, being aware of things are happening, you are coherent to be like, what's happening now? What's the next steps? Making sure you have a team. That means your significant other. That means a doula, a birth doula that's there. That means, what does that look like? Even if it means a postpartum doula afterwards. If you're wondering what's the difference, birth doulas usually assist from up until birth, until the first hour after birth. And then postpartum doulas pick up the hour after birth and on until you're ready. So just wanted to throw in that deciding or differentiating factor. So depending on the pain relief that you need, there may be incision pain, there may be uterine cramping, there just may be, blood, loss or concern. My second journey, my C-section, because I didn't take it easy like I should. So that's going to be in this episode as well. Take it easy as you need to. My C-section scar started to open up. I was reprimanded because I did not. Please take it seriously. Please take, the not lifting a certain amount of weight. Please don't do it all. Please live the soft life for a little bit. Follow those plans because it really is meant to help you. It really is. On the hindsight of looking back, I would have taken it so much easier. Pumping as soon as you need to after birth. If you're planning to nurse after birth, whatever your goals are, but being able to do so 1 to 2 hours or as soon as possible after birth. Try to prevent engorgement and fullness as much as possible. Continue to collect the colostrum until your milk transitions in. You go through the lactogenesis process through colostrum to transitional milk to mature milk that can be given to your baby. Colostrum is still milk. It's just different how it goes through the lactogenesis process. And then let loved ones know how you need to recover, however that looks, after birth and after major surgery. Please know that C-sections are major surgery. So please let people know what you need. If you need more help, if you're like, let me be whatever it is, please let people know. They're not mind readers, I promise you. Sometimes they're thinking they're helpful. Maybe they are, maybe they're not. So please let them know what you need. And if your milk supply is delayed in any way, transition, it should transition. Be gentle with yourself. My first journey, my mature milk, my transitional milk, I didn't even start to happen until day 5. I was getting ready to leave the hospital, and I remember I cried like a baby when I saw that transitional milk really start to happen and take in, and like I could see it in the bottle. I remember those happy tears, both journeys. The first one, it took 5 days. The second one, before I left the hospital on journey number 2, before day 3 even hit, because I left, day 2 from the hospital. Yes, you can day 2. So I was going home, and my transitional milk had started to come in, and it was an amazing feeling both times. So don't let anyone tell you otherwise, that it has to be delayed just because you have a C-section. I have clients that have C-sections, first baby, and they still have milk the first day, like transitional. The colostrum is there and then the transitional milk starts to happen. I will be telling tales if I did not say that, on average, vaginal births, the process may go faster, but it doesn't mean that it will. I have clients all the time that have C-sections and they are able to see the colostrum being pumped out. even in the first day. So definitely be mindful of how you decide to feed and what that looks like, and that you can still pump after a C-section, gain your full supply, gain oversupply, and whatever your goals are. If you are concerned or your second time C-section mom, definitely pull up. Let's talk. Let's make sure that you are well armed and equipped to be able to handle C-section in a positive manner when it comes to your pumping journey. So if you're a first time mom, of course you don't know what's going to happen, or if you I mean, at any time you don't know. But like I said, my second journey, I planned a C-section, but the first journey I had no idea. I was lost in the entire sauce on all that this journey can take. So definitely get the care that you deserve. Work with someone and talk to you about C-sections, vaginal births, whatever your goals are. Birth doula, postpartum doula, lactation professional. Make sure you have care for nursing and or pumping, depending on how you choose to feed. Can all just help you to be armed with more information and make informed decisions, and understanding what your decisions look like from birth, or at birth, or before, and then until birth and postpartum as well. So this is Dr. Diana here to talk to you about the truth about C-sections. We have Premier Pumping Consults. You can check out our website, www.pumpwithpurpose.com, where we go through pump plans, products, and schedule, go through all the things related to pumping, whether you are nursing and pumping only, or pumping and formula feeding. We can help you from birth, postpartum, just to make sure that you have the information to make an informed decision. So again, this is Dr. Diana here. Until next time with Pump with Purpose.